Alright guys, Stoic here, and in this video we're going to start implementing our VeChain Kit provider in our Next.js app. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing that we want to do, we've got all our dependencies installed. First thing we need to do is set up our provider so that we can actually load it. We can actually load the tooling into our Next.js app. Now, before we do that, there's a couple of things that we need to get sorted first, because this is just a basic Next.js app. So the first thing, I've got some CSS, like a little CSS template that uses basically the capuchin colors, the color scheme. So just to give it a bit of flavor instead of having it like black and white or whatever React uses, or basic Tailwind colors as well, which get a little bit tedious after a while. Then we're going to create a folder called utils, and then we want our wallet connect to kind of sit like a login, right? Because that's essentially what it's used for. So just basic UI elements, we're going to get that set up. So we're going to create a header and a footer. And I've already set up the header, so I'm just going to paste that in, and the footer as well. So we'll just get that in. And at the minute, it sends us to the Next.js create next app, you know, like the docs for Next.js. So we're actually just going to change that to the VKit docs. So we'll just copy that URL and paste it in. And in our header, you'll see that we've already loaded this wallet button, and I've inserted it here into the header just so it's ready. Right now, it's not going to do anything. It'll probably just throw errors, to be honest with you, but we're not running it right now, so we don't worry. We're going to set up all these things right from the get-go, but that's how we use Wallet Connect. So that'll just put that wallet button in the top right of the screen where you'd expect to see a login button. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is actually load the VeChain Kit provider into our layout. So again, I'm just going to set this up now. We haven't set up our provider yet, but we know how we need to set this up, right? If you've ever used Next.js before, we basically need to set this wrapper, and I'm just going to paste it in. So it says VeChain Kit provider wrapper here, and you see I've also put the header in as well. So we'll import the header, and then the next thing to do is actually sort out this provider wrapper. So if we go back to the docs, you'll see define provider. It's already got it set up for you. Dan sorted us out. So we're just going to copy this. We're going to make a new file in utils called vkit provider. And in there, we're just going to paste this in. Now we need to make a couple of little changes to what was put in the documentation. So we're going to sort that out now. The first thing is set up our dynamic import, because Next.js needs to use the dynamic import to load it for client side. So we're going to copy that, and we're just going to paste it in. And you can see here we're importing it from the VeChain Kit, and it's called VeChain Kit provider. So I'm actually going to change the provider wrapper, because we're going to use that. Instead, I'm going to change that to VKit provider. And if we scroll down, you'll see there are two environment variables that we need. There's a fee delegation environment variable, which is mandatory, right? So we need to set that up, and we'll do that shortly. And the other thing is this, in our Wallet Connect options, we've got this project ID, and you'll see here there's a comment saying to get this on cloud.reown.com. So we're also going to set that up. So first thing, we're going to go cloud.reown, and we're going to log in. And once this figures it out, I've already set up a project, because I've already got this sorted, obviously. I've already set up a project. So what we're going to do is we'll just grab that project ID from the far left. We're going to switch back over. We're going to set a .env. I've actually set up a few things, because there's a few things that we're going to need. So I've set up the Wallet Connect project ID. I've already set up a delegate the URL for fee delegation. And I've got down the bottom, I've got this public network type test. Now, with VeChain Kit, you don't use testnet for testnet, you use test. And you can see here network configuration, we've got main, test, and solo if you're running your own solo Thor node for your own private network. So you'll see down the bottom, we got this network type. And so we're going to use test here because you develop on the testnet. All right, guys, don't be sneaking straight onto mainnet, crazy. Okay, so we've set up our project on the testnet, and we've also set up our Wallet Connect project ID. The next thing that we need to do is set up our fee delegation URL, which we'll do in the next video. I'll see you then.